Hi, welcome to Edupedia World. Today we are going to learn what are basic or fundamental accounting assumptions. Whenever we prepare accounts, certain assumptions are always part of it. It is always an integral part of preparation of final accounts. You may wonder, why do we need to assume something when we are recording the facts or the facts of transaction which has actually happened? Once you understand these assumptions, you will also understand how sensible and how logical it is to make these assumptions for preparation of accounts or for preparation of final accounts. And if these assumptions are followed properly, then there is no need to disclose them separately. Only when there is a change or deviation from following these assumptions, one needs to disclose as part of accounts. So here are the three basic assumptions we make while preparing the final accounts, and these are going concern, consistency, and accrual or accrual basis of accounting. So let's understand these one by one. So first assumption is going concern, which means that the business entity or the company for which we are preparing the final accounts will continue to operate indefinitely or for a very long period, or at least till its objective is achieved. Which means that today we prepare the final accounts and tomorrow or in very near future it doesn't, closes down, shuts down all its operations and offices and or completely winds up. Because if that is the scenario, then the treatment of certain things in preparation of accounts will be absolutely different. See, whenever we are doing business on day-to-day basis, we work with this very assumption in mind all the time that we will be working for a very long period or for many years, and that is why what happens is we pay certain expenses in advance, or we make sales of our goods or services on credit, plus we take long-term orders, we invest in long-term assets which we plan to use for many years and earn out of it. So all these are based on the going concern assumption, and this is reflected while preparing the final accounts. The most important area where this going concern assumption impacts is on assets. Every year while preparing the final accounts, we charge certain percentage or amount of assets to the profit and loss account, which means we write certain part of assets as expenses in our profit and loss, assuming that this much asset was used in generating the revenues for that particular year, and the balance of the assets or the balance value of assets will be used in future to generate the revenues in respective years. So now think about a scenario where we don't know whether this company will operate in future, or the situation or the scenarios show or indicates that this company will stop all its operation or shut down completely within next week or next month. So can we charge certain part of asset as depreciation in this scenario, or we should revalue the assets as per the realizable value in the market and treat it accordingly in our final accounts? So whenever a situation arises where it seems the company or the business will stop very soon in near future, or needs to be liquidated, or will wind up very soon, then it cannot be termed as a going concern entity or a company or a business, and a disclosure needs to be made as part of the accounts. Latest example is the airlines company, which has completely shut down its operations, and the banks are trying very hard to recover their loans given to this company. In this scenario, this company cannot be termed as a going concern, as the existence of this company looks very much doubtful. Therefore, while preparation of accounts for this company, the treatment of certain items will be very different, and a disclosure needs to be made as part of the final accounts. Now the next assumption we make while preparing final accounts is consistency. As in previous slide we understood that while preparing accounts we make certain assumptions. Similarly, we also follow certain methods and policies in treatment of certain items for preparation of final accounts. So these treatment and policies needs to be followed year after year for similar kind of transactions, so that there is uniformity in preparation of accounts, so that the accounts of different years are comparable. If we treat a particular item in one manner in a particular year and in a different manner in next year, then definitely the final accounts for these 2 years cannot be compared without making these items similar or without reworking of these items again. Consistency in accounting treatment and policy is more important for the external users of the accounts. They rely on these accounts for the decision making. If there is frequent changes in these treatments and policies, the accounts may not remain so much reliable for them. At the same time, it doesn't mean that a business cannot change a treatment or a policy at all. Certainly they can change these treatment and policies, provided they can demonstrate why this new method or the change is better than the previous one, or how this will improve the preparation or the presentation of accounts. So if at all a change is required, a proper disclosure should be made in the accounts and a justification should be given for making this change. Sometimes a change in accounting policy is also required by a statute or by the accounting standard. So in that case also a proper disclosure should be made. Now let's understand the last basic assumption, which is accrual basis of accounting, which means recognizing or recording the transactions as soon as they occur, irrespective of the fact whether we have received the payment or we have made the payment later. So as soon as a business transaction takes place, it is recorded in the accounting system. For example, a steel company sells 10 tons of steel to its customer. So the accountant will book the sales immediately on the date of transaction and will not wait for the payment to be received, as the transaction belongs to that particular date and should be recorded in that particular period. Say now in this example, if the sale was made on 1st of January 2016 and the accounting period ends on 31st March 2016, the payment for this sales was received on 15th of April 2016. Now if the accountant of this company waited for the payment to be received against the sales made in January, then the sales would have been booked in April, but the expenses related to that sales made in January has already happened in the accounting period 2015 to 2016. Therefore definitely it will be wrong presentation of facts or wrong presentation of accounts, because the expenses related to these sales were booked in 2015-16, whereas the sales was not booked. Similarly, if certain expenses were made but were not paid, it will be wrong not to book them immediately and to wait for the payment date. So this accrual basis of accounting also ensures better matching of income and expenses, as we have seen in this example. If there is any deviation in following this accrual basis, one needs to disclose this in the accounts. So as I had mentioned at the beginning of this presentation, that once you understand these assumptions, you will also understand how sensible and logical it is to make these assumptions while preparation of final accounts. Thank you.